thought you were late.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki. So how do I relay the presentation? It's only my face, is it?
Okay, your
Presentation is better.
You send it to Prabhu. He will watch it while he is listening to your lecture. He will see the presentation. I cannot toggle between both.
Okay, cannot.
He told us clearly.
Okay.
Just record your class, but not the presentation. He will watch it. You will have to send him or upload him. He will watch it there.
Who's on it?
What?
Who's on it?
He is?
I don't know. I have to check.
Mine is almost thinking it's better that you just show the presentation and not him.
Yeah, my face is not
Don't show
important.
his face.
It won't come clearly.
No, वो नहीं दिखता. Prabhu just said you'll put the thing on that, but then that presentation cannot be seen.
Oh, it cannot be seen
Yeah,
Yeah.
clearly.
clearly said. Just he asked us to send the PDF file or this.
Oh, it cannot be
PPT.
seen clearly. If it
PPT
cannot
and
be
then he
seen
can-
clearly, then you know.
Yeah, so anyway, the presentation has been sent. Let's get started. Thank you everybody for coming. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So what we are doing is recapping what's happening during the Namisharanya forest, where Suta Goswami is narrating the Srimad Bhagavatam. This all happened because Maharaj Parikshit gave Kali residing places in gold, where the four regulative principles are broken. So Maharaj Parikshit then subsequently, finds himself putting a snake around one of the sages' necks, and then the sun curses him. So he is now on his last stages of life. For the last 1 week, he hears the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the last class, which happened about several months ago, what we have covered is that King Parikshit inquires from Sukdev Goswami, and the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam is mentioned there. So King Parikshit says that Srimad Bhagavatam helps place my mind upon the Supreme Soul Lord Krishna, and also hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna manifests in the hearts within a short time. And the importance of Srimad Bhagavatam is that it acts like rain, autumnal rain. So we don't see autumn here in Seattle, we always have rain. But in traditional Vedic lands, we see autumnal rain. So where once the rain comes on pools of muddy water, it clears everything and makes it fresh. So pure devotees of the Lord never relinquish the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. That is one key point that we learned earlier. Maharaj Parikshit confirms the importance of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from a representative of
I can
Brahma.
ask you quickly. So maybe you can shift because you are giving us the class. So can you?
It's okay, no, now it started.
No,
It's
I'm
okay. It has started.
Length of the cable
You
is a
can-
challenge. Yeah.
Even in
Length
that,
of the cable is a challenge.
Oh,
yeah, even in that other room, the same problem is there.
That I'll look at you.
okay, I'll look into it.
So Maharaj Parikshit confirms the importance of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from representative of Brahma by disciplic succession. So recently Radhakrishna Prabhu said that we are all also representatives of Brahma when we speak about Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have to be extra careful on what we say. And basically in the previous conversations, Sukdev Goswami establishes the philosophical basis of Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is important, right? A lot of people asked, including my sister was asking last night, why do you have to always refer to a book when you answer my questions? She was asking some question and I said immediately I have to refer a book. Because we have the philosophical basis of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sukdev Goswami is establishing that basis. Without that, people will say, why do I have to follow your book? I'll follow my own book. And so King Parikshit also inquires What is the how is the transcendental spirit soul different from the material body? So now let's come to the current class. So the conversation between Maharaj Parikshit and Sukdev Goswami continues. The theme is Parikshit is humbly questioning the mood to his guru, and he asks about the qualification to go to higher planets and to the spiritual world. So it's very important for us how to go to the spiritual world. So he asks questions around what is the duration between creation and annihilation, what is the duration of other subsidiary creations, so Sarga and Visarga, and the nature of time, characteristics of inner and outer space, character and activities of great souls and who are devotees of the Lord, and what are the scientific divisions between the four classes of human society, what is the opulence of great mystics, and what is their ultimate realization, and basic history of Vedic literatures, including branches of history and supplementary Puranas. So he's asking all the pertinent questions basically. And then what is the devotee's detachment from subtle and gross material bodies? Advantages and disadvantages of discharging devotional service unto the Lord. I don't know if there are any disadvantages, but Maharaj Parikshit is asking in a humble mood, what are the various ways in which we can understand devotional service? So let's recite at least the first few verses together. Asid yad udaratam padmam loka samsthana lakshanam yavan vayam vai purusha yatha vai pratak tavan asavitik prokta samsthavyaya vavanika. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose abdomen the lotus stem sprouted, is possessed of gigantic body according to his own caliber and measurement, then what is the specific difference between the body of the Lord and those of common living entities? Very good point, right? Because if everything is coming from the Lord, what's the difference between his body and our body? So Srila Prabhupada talks about the various Vishnus here. Karnodaksha Vishnu, from whose hair pores innumerable universes have generated. The body of Garbhodaksha Vishnu is described as sprouting the lotus stem within which all planets of the universe remain. And at the top of the stem is the lotus flower on which Brahma is born. So all universes are in the stem and Lord Brahma is on the flower itself. So here Prabhupada gives analogies. For every verse, almost every verse, Prabhupada gives some kind of an analogy with what we can relate to. An elephant gets a gigantic body according to its needs. Similarly, ant also gets its body according to its needs. So ant doesn't need a big body for what it's trying to do. The living being and the Lord cannot be distinguished simply by difference in the magnitude of body. So just like we cannot say ant is superior or ant is inferior, or elephant is superior or elephant is inferior, we cannot compare ourselves with the body of the Lord. That's what Srila Prabhupada is trying to say there. So the instruction going on. Sometimes Sukdev Goswami is shown as seated, sometimes he's shown as standing. Maybe experts can tell us why. Aja Srijati Bhutani. So we're doing it together. Aja Srijati Bhutani Bhutatma Yad Anugrahat Dadrase Yena Tadrupam Navi Padpam Samudbhavaha. Brahma, who was not born out of material source but of the lotus flower coming out of the navel abdomen of the Lord, is the creator of all those who are materially born. Of course, by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to see the form of the Lord. So this theme keeps coming back again and again. Brahma is able to see the form of the Lord. We have seen this in at least 20 different verses during Radhakrishna Prabhu's stay here. So he is not born of material source, but of the lotus flower. So Brahma doesn't need, the Lord doesn't need mother to, or his wife to generate Brahma. So Brahma is, what's this term used for Brahma? Aja, Atmabhu. The first living creature Brahma is called Aja because he did not take birth from the womb of the material. So he has multiple terms, but here the term uses Aja. From the womb of a mother materially born. Thus, it's not readily understandable whether the body of the Lord and that of Brahma are of the same quality. So it's a natural question, right? So Lord is not material body. Is Brahma's body material? So it's a valid question that Parikshit Maharaj is asking. Brahma was completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord because after his birth, he could create living beings by the Lord's grace only. And he could see the form of the Lord. So 2 points. Brahma was able to personally see the form of the Lord. Very few devotees get to see the Lord's form personally, right? Only Dhruva, Prahlad, only a few people have been able to perceive that. So based on the question, Prabhupada is now giving a little bit more commentary as the Acharya. He could see the form of the Lord and he could create the living beings by the grace of the Lord only. So without the grace of the Lord, nothing can happen. That's the key point being mentioned. Let's recite. Sachapi yatra purusho vishwasthiti udavaryah muktvadva mayam mayesha sete sarva guhasayah. So here Sukadeva Goswami is depicted as being seated. Translation: please also explain the personality of Godhead who lies in every heart as the super soul and as the Lord of all energies, but is untouched by his external energy. So Prabhupada says, undoubtedly the form of the Lord who was seen by Brahma must be transcendental. Otherwise, how could he simply look upon the creative energy without being touched? So here's the first conclusion that is drawn. The form of Brahma is also transcendental, while at the same time not the same as the form of the Lord.
So it's the form of the Lord which is mentioned as transcendental.
The form of the Lord who was seen by Brahma must be transcendental. Otherwise, how could he simply look upon the creative energy without being touched? So who is looking at the creative energy? Who is looking at the creative energy?
So no, you said the form of the Lord.
Okay, I must
Brahma
be
is
mistaken. Yeah, actually, the form of the Lord is
transcendental. Form of the Lord is
transcendental.
transcendental. Because there is, how could he is H with the H, he with
Capital
capital
H,
H.
yeah.
That is the Lord simply looking upon the creative energy without being touched. That's my
Right. So I did not read the English properly. So it is the Lord's form that is transcendental,
Yeah.
and he is looking at the creative energy without being touched.
That's what I meant.
Let's recite. Purusha vaevair loka savala purva kalpita loke namusyaya va sapalayati sushuma.
We will go that side so that our Matamis can see that.
So here the key point that Prabhupada makes is, I have also heard that the different planetary systems are supposed, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, I have also heard that the different planetary systems are supposed to be in the gigantic body of Virata Purusha. This is the clarification that Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukadeva Goswami. But what is their actual position? Will you please explain that? So this is Sarga or Visarga?
Different
Visarga. Planetary positions.
Yeah.
So there was no purport given. Let's recite the next one. Yavan kalpa vikalpo va yatha kalo numiyate bhuta bhavachabda ayurmanam jayatsata. Also, please explain. Again, these are questions, continuous questioning by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadeva Goswami. Also, please explain the duration of time between creation and annihilation and that of the other subsidiary creations, as well as the nature of time indicated by the sound of past, present and future. Also, please explain the duration of measurement of life of the living beings known as demigods, the human beings, etc. in different planets of the universe. So we said this was Visarga. In reality, this is the question about, more detailed question about Visarga. So it's one more artist rendition. Here, Sukadeva Goswami is shown with, or is it Naimisharanya? So it is Naimisharanya. Is Suta Goswami shown differently like this with a beard?
That seems like Naimisharanya.
Naimsharanya, yeah.
Is Naimisharanya? Okay. So many
That is Sutta Goswami, and the one in the front, the elder one, maybe
Shaunaka.
Very, very elder.
White beard, right?
Yeah.
Shaunaka.
So you're judging by that, the age.
Yeah. And Shaunaka Rishi is elderly.
Elderly.
Okay. Anyway, artistic liberty, as they say. Past, present, and future are different features of time to indicate the duration of life for the universe and all its paraphernalia, including the different living beings in different planets. So, to indicate duration of life, we talk about past, present, and future. No purport given there. Kalasyanugatiriyathu lakshate vibranyadhi yavatyakarmakayo yadrise vijasattama. O purest of Brahmanas, please also explain the cause of different durations of time, both short and long, as well as beginning of time following the course of action. So that's my sister in the jacket there, red jacket, and my brother-in-law. They are visiting. They are leaving today back to India. So ask them to come and join us to see, how we all discuss Srimad Bhagavatam.
Or you give us classes.
So Dvijasattama, purest of the Brahmanas. No purport given there. Next one. Yasmin karma samavayo yatha yenopagrayate gunanam guninam chaiva parinamam abhipsatam. Parinamam means the result. Then again, kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of reactions resulting from the different modes of material nature act upon the desiring living being, promoting or degrading him among the different species of life, beginning from demigods down to most significant creatures. So which chapter of Bhagavad Gita covers this? Chapter 14. The three modes of material nature, the parinamam is described. The accumulation of reactions and how the species either get degraded into lower species or they become devatas is being described. Right? The three modes. In mode of tamogun, one comes down into lower species. The mode of rajogun, we come back as human species. And in mode of sattvagun, we become devatas. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the result of such accumulated actions and reactions of karma or work become manifested in the same proportion. So here, if you look at the translation, Parikshit Maharaj is asking the proportionate reactions. So it's like, if I slap somebody, how much is the proportionate reaction I get? And if I do some charity, what is the proportionate reaction I get? So it is not a random question. It is a mathematical question. Equal and opposite, or whether it's equal and non-opposite, he's asking all those questions. And life in higher planets, known as the abodes of denizens of heaven, is obtained not by strength of spacecraft, as is being contemplated by inexperienced scientists, but by the work done in the mode of goodness. So unless we do activities in Sattva Guna, there is no question of going to higher planets like Moon or, Indraloka or any of these higher planets. Because the reason, as I understand, Srila Prabhupada makes a statement is because people say that we can go to these other planets given sufficient resources, time and money. We'll go to Mars, we'll go to Venus, we'll go to all these higher planetary systems. So he is basically cutting that thought down. So we started 10 minutes late, so I'll take 10 minutes more. It took, every time we have technological challenges. So Srila Prabhupada says, even on the very planet where we are now living, there are restrictions upon entrance to foreigners into a country. For example, the American government has many restrictions for entrance to foreigners from less prosperous countries. The reason is that Americans do not wish to share their prosperity with anyone. Similarly, the same mentality is prevailing in every other planet where there are more intelligent beings living. So in the Swargaloka, why they should say, why should I admit this rascal? This fellow is such a nonsense. Right? He's eating meat. He's gambling. Why should I admit this fellow? So there is some bar, like the visa bar. You say, okay, at least you do some basic things, then I will admit you. Otherwise, why am I obligated to admit you? So, like anyone desiring to enter the higher planets like the Moon, Sun and Venus must qualify thoroughly by activity in complete goodness. It doesn't say Shuddha Sattva, it says complete goodness. Because the moment we are in Shuddha Sattva, we go to the spiritual world, which is higher than the heavenly planets. So heavenly planet is only third. So what are the planets? Bhur, Bhuva, Swara. Then we have Mahar, Janaloka, Tapaloka, and then Satyaloka, where
Brahma.
Brahma resides. And we have a resident expert here on all the lokas.
Residing in hell.
Maharaj Parikshit inquiries are on the basis of proportionate action of goodness. So even in goodness, according to the statement, we are seeing that there are gradations. So based on the amount of goodness we are in, we go to that proportionate. We can think of it. Be promoted to the highest regions of the universe. So I mean, as I understand from this statement is, so even there are gradations in these heavenly planets. So a proportionate amount of goodness, we are admitted to a certain hierarchy. And I'm open to comments here if anybody thinks there is a different understanding here. And then Prabhupada says, one cannot forcibly sit on chair of a high court judge without being qualified for the post. Similarly, one cannot enter into the higher planetary systems without being qualified by good works in this life. So that's why people who want to go to Swarga, they do all these yajnas, they do pious activities, they do charity. Their goal is, most people's goal is not to go to the spiritual world. They just want something higher. Or at least be born in a rich country in the next life. Right? You have heard people say this. Or in a rich family or something like that. So persons try to qualify themselves for promotion to higher heavenly planets can go there. So it's an affirmative statement. Persons who are engaged in going back home, back to Godhead can achieve the same result. So it's just like persons who invest in pious activities can go to heavenly planets. In the same way, people who are engaged in going back home, back to Godhead, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, by chanting, by giving up bad habits, can go back to the spiritual world as well. So, Prabhupada also says this unmixed devotional service is transcendental. So, going to heavenly planets is on the material platform. So, you do good activities, you are proportionately elevated to a proportionate planet. However, this unmixed devotional service is transcendental, it's called Parabhakti. It alone can promote a person to the transcendental kingdom of God. So, this is a new term that Prabhupada introduced, right? Now, Parabhakti. One must have transcendental qualities to understand the kingdom of God and God Himself. So, at least to a certain level, we have to come to the transcendental platform to even start understanding who God is and go to the kingdom of God. Let's recite this. Bhupatala Vyoma Graha Nakshatra Bhubritam Sarit Samudra Dvipanam Sambhavaschaita Dokasam. O best of Brahmanas, also describe how the creation of globes throughout the universe, the four directions of heavens, the sky, the planets, the stars, the mountains, the rivers and seas and the islands, as well as their different kinds of inhabitants, takes place. So this is further definition on the Visarga that he is seeking. Creation of globes throughout the universe. This is very important. It took the Western civilization a long time to move from the flat earth paradigm to a round earth paradigm. But this was 5,000 years ago. Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about globes in the world. So Srimad Bhagavatam was way advanced compared to Western science. The inhabitants of land are different from inhabitants of water or sky. And similarly, the inhabitants of different planets and stars in the sky are also different from one another. So here, there is an analogy given. Just like, right, on land you have animals like elephants walk in a certain way, and the inhabitants of water like crocodiles or fish, they move in a certain way. In the same way, so is an analogy that's drawn, the inhabitants of different planets, like our planet versus a different planet, are also different from one another. So we should not artificially think that people on moon look like us. They could be very different. Of course, we cannot even go to the moon. People claim that they have gone to the moon. So there are, in our planetary system, there are different kinds of deserts and cities and villages. Why are they made that way? They are so made according to different qualities of modes of nature. So what are the modes? Sattva, Raja and Tama. Such adjustment by laws of nature is not blind. So nature is not blind. There is a great plan behind that arrangement. And therefore, Maharaj Parikshit is asking these questions. What is that plan? Who is that plan maker? Who is that lawmaker? Who is the creator? Who is the designer? Sounds familiar? Pramanam andakosasya bhayavyantarabhedita mahatam chanucharitam varnashrama vinishya. Also, please describe the inner and outer spaces of the universe by specific divisions. So there is an inner space and then there is an outer space. As well as the character and activities of great souls, and also the characteristics of different classification of castes and orders of social life. It's not like Maharaj Parikshit didn't know this, right? He was already a king. He was maintaining that varnashram, but he's asking for the benefit of people who will come thousands of years later like us, who will continue to learn what this is. So he wants to know the inner and outer space of universal form. It is quite fitting for the real searcher of knowledge to know all about this. So we are also searchers for knowledge, right? That's why we have to ask these same questions. So here, how inquisitive a pure devotee is to know things in their true perfection. It's not like, Lord is there, the world is there, I will go about my own business. No. A true inquisitive person will ask questions. Oh, really? This is how it is?
Yeah.
Oh, really? This is how it is? Like, my wife went to Austin and she was meeting the Sankarshan Prabhu there. And the Sankarshan Prabhu was asking questions just like a new devotee who has come to the movement, right? He was asking questions. Oh, is that so? Can you read that line again from Bhagavad Gita? That inquisitive nature should be there. Sometimes you think, we know about Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We know everything. No. As people progress, they are more inquisitive. Is that so? Is that how Krishna designed this? We should have that inquisitiveness. He is inquisitive about the character and activities of the great souls, the devotees of the Lord. And then Prabhupada says, by the grace of the Lord, the devotees are able to see everything in the universe within the mouth of the Lord. Who saw that? Mother Yashoda. So, by the grace of the Lord, the devotees are able to see everything in the universe within the mouth of the Lord. Very interesting statement. The very idea of scientific divisions of 4 classes of human society and 4 orders of life is also inquired about herewith on the basis of individual personal quality. So, Chatur Varnam Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasaha. It is not Janma Karma Vibhagasaha. Unfortunately, in modern India, it has become Jarma Karma Vibhagasa. A Brahmin son thinks he is a Brahmin. A Kshatriya son thinks he is a Kshatriya. A Vaishya son thinks he is a Vaishya. A Shudra son thinks he is a Shudra. Actually, Shudra son thinks, no, I'm better than the Brahmana. Like that. Like,
He's the only one.
Right. So, it is based on quality, as it's very clearly said. So, a lot of times people think, this artificial caste system has destroyed India. Yes, it has. But we have to revive that natural system where Brahmanas give the advice, Kshatriyas protect the land, Vaishyas take care of the cows and agriculture, and Shudras serve the other 4 Varnas. Any person employed in government service, including the president, is part and parcel of the entire government. So we are all parts and parcels of the Lord. So part means we are a part of the Lord, but we are eternally separated. At the same time, we are a parcel of the Lord. Means?
Part of the whole.
Yes, we are part of the whole. Very different. It takes years and years to understand this term, part and parcel. We are part of the whole. At the same time, we are eternally separated. So everyone is a government servant, but nobody in the government himself. But no, a government servant cannot say, the water department can say, I am government. Now everybody listen to me. No, just part and parcel. That is the position of all living entities in the government of the Supreme Lord. And finally, a punch Prabhupada gives. No one can artificially claim the supreme position of the Lord. Everyone is meant to serve the purpose of the Supreme Whole. So what is the purpose of the Supreme Whole? Mataji, what is the purpose of Supreme Whole?
To bring everyone back to one.
Yeah, very nice. Mataji is Harulas Prabhu said that she is the intellectual class in our temple.
Prabhu, whatever I say, I know you will encourage me. I can say anything and I know you will encourage me.
Because you're my daughter, remember? Yugani Yugamanam Cha. Let's do it together. Dharmo Yasya Yuge Yuge Avataranu Charitam Yatacharyatamam Hare. Again, Parikshit is asking, please explain all the different ages in the duration of the creation and also the duration of such ages. Also tell me about the different activities of the different incarnations of the Lord in different ages. So he's asking, what are the different incarnations of the Lord? Very curious. He knows it, but he's still asking. Because swadu swadu pade pade. So by hearing again and again, we get that relish. Maharaj Parikshit was not to be carried away by sentiments of the common man to accept an incarnation of Lord very cheaply. So nowadays we have incarnations by the dozen. So you have this Art of Living guy. He also claims himself to be an incarnation. Previously he was very subtle. He used to praise Prabhupada. But just 2 months ago he made a statement that I am Swayam. He made a statement.
2 months
Ravi
ago?
Shankar.
2 months ago?
Yeah, 2 or 3 months ago there was an article. He himself now claims to be. Previously he was,
What is claiming?
He grew to that position.
he grew, yeah. He's claiming to himself to be the Lord.
No, Madhachandra
There was
was
a-
saying.
Like 3 years ago he praised Prabhupada and now he has evolved.
No, he might still say Prabhupada. Praise
For
Prabhupada,
whatever
but
reason he may say.
I
But right
praise,
now,
praise everybody, but I am God.
no. So Maharaj Parikshit was not to be carried away by sentiments of common man to accept an incarnation of Lord very cheaply. So many gurus come and they claim that they themselves are God and then everybody should follow them. Of course, you should follow a guru to reach God, not thinking guru himself is God. The Lord descends by his internal energy without any obligation of the laws of material nature, and thus his activities are also uncommon. Thus, yeah, so I have
8 minutes. 8 minutes.
8 minutes, okay.
45 minutes, right? 30 minutes.
Okay. Huh?
13 minutes.
13, okay. Thus, to hear the activities of Lord means to associate with the Lord directly, and associating with Lord directly means purification from material contamination. So we will not read the Sanskritam, we will keep going to English. So he's asking, please also explain what may generally be common religious affiliation of human society, as well as specific occupational duties in religion, the classification of social orders, like the Varnas, as well as administrative royal orders, the kingly class, and the religious principle for one who may be in distress. So, Prabhupada says, as we have already discussed, even in aborigines and cannibals can also be engaged in the devotional service of Lord if they happen to be under guidance of genuine devotee of Lord. So, what is the verse? Pulinda Pulkasha Avira Shumbaya Vanakasadaya Shashraya Shuddhyam Tasmai Prabha Vishnave Namaha. So, like that. The basic principle is devotional service. That's it. We don't need to worry anything else. Devotional service means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, and so on, the 9 processes. So by hearing, that's what we are all doing, by hearing from Prabhupada and then chanting the glories of the Lord. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not, however, require to be under disciplinary action to become a leader. Normally, everybody to become a leader has to go through some process, an ascending process. But the Lord doesn't have to be going through any process. He is always the Lord unconditionally. People following principles of devotional service to Lord can never be put into difficulty. And thus, there cannot be any question of apad dharma or religion in distress. So, sometimes people say, religion comes because of distress. Because everybody is in trouble, let's take shelter. First, they'll take a shelter of some rock or some tree or something. And then they will say, they'll take shelter of their mind. Then they'll take shelter of meditation. That's an ascending process. But if they are lucky to meet a devotee, then they'll come to the real shelter. There is no religion save and except the devotional service of Lord. All other religions are subservient to this principle. So what is the verse in Srimad Bhagavatam for that? Savai Pumshama Parodharmo Yatho Bhakti Radokshade Yaya Atma Suprasidati. Kindly explain about elementary principles of creation, number of elementary principles, their causes. So he's asking about Sankhya right now. Give me details about how this creation happened. Although Sankhya comes from Kapila later part in 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. What are the opulences of great mystics? So he's saying if the mystics are doing all these different processes, Ashtanga Yoga and so on, or devotional service, what is the opulence of such great mystics? And what is the realization? How does the perfect mystic become detached from the subtle astral body? So we have two bodies. One is the gross body that we have right now, and then there is a subtle astral body of mind, intelligence, and ego, false ego. Man, buddhi, or ahankar. So he's saying, how does the mystic get rid of this subtle body as well? What is the basic knowledge of Vedic literatures, including branches of history and the Puranas? So, Yogeshwara, or master of mystic powers, can exhibit 8 kinds of wonders like Anima, Lagima, and so on, becoming smaller than the atom or lighter than the feather, getting anywhere and everything he desires, going everywhere and everywhere. I will not elaborate because you know all this. There are 8 mystic siddhis that Yogeshwaras have. Lord Shiva is the greatest yogi, Prabhupada makes a statement, because he can do wonderful things. So the devotees of Lord, what do? They can defeat even the great Yogeshwara like Durvasa Muni, who picked a quarrel with Maharaj Ambarish. He picked a quarrel. Why? Because there was no reason. Just because he sipped some water, he should not have, taken his jada and created a great demon and chasing the devotee. It was unnecessary, uncalled for. So he picked a quarrel. So what happened? The devotee of the Lord, without any effort on his part, saved him. Basically, the devotee saved himself, or the Lord saved his devotee from the wrath of Yogeshwara Durvasa Muni. And then Durvasa Muni was obliged to ask pardon from the king Maharaj Ambarish. And similarly, Draupadi was in a very precarious condition when she was attacked by the Kurus. The Lord saved her from being stripped by supplying an unlimited length of sari to cover her. And Draupadi knew nothing of mystic power. She said, "Oh Krishna." First she held on to one hand. Then she said, "What is the use of holding on?" She said, "Oh Krishna, now you save me." The Lord gave unlimited supply of sari. A child is powerful by strength of the parents, right? The child doesn't have to do anything. Radha will come and say, "Daddy, just do this." And the father will do whatever the daughter asks. In the same way, we just ask our eternal Father Krishna and he'll do everything that we want. You don't have to worry. So, what is happening here is Maharaj is inquiring about the detachment from subtle and gross material body. So, he's going into deep science. The whole purport of Vedas, according to 15:15, is to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vejesha Sarvar Aham Eva Vedya Krit Vedeva Chaham. Very nice. All scholars like Nitya Gauranga. Please explain unto me how the living beings are generated, how they are maintained, and how they are annihilated. Also, the advantages and disadvantages of discharging devotional service unto the Lord. Vedic rituals and injunctions, and procedures of religion, economic development, and sense gratification. So that is called dharma, artha, kama, moksha. First you do some dharma, you get some artha or facilities, material facilities. With that facilities, we enjoy our senses. That's called kama. And then when you're sick and tired of that, you seek moksha, liberation. So he's asking about those 4-fold process. But we don't do dharma, artha, kama, moksha. What do we do? Prema bhumartha mahan. We only follow love of Godhead. We don't do dharma, artha, kama, moksha.
Externally we do, right?
Externally we have to continue to do.
Just like
It's not only right to set an example of how life can be led. Like Yashodhara Prabhu was saying the other day, the thing that attracted to me Krishna consciousness is Harulas Prabhu, because he follows his life according to Bhagavad Gita. It's not like he says one thing and he does the second thing. Because he doesn't usually, as you can see, Yashodhara Prabhu doesn't go into philosophy that much. He said, "I see a living example. And that's why I'm attracted." So when you become living examples, you can be a president of the United States. Actually, Tulsi Gabbard, she's the senator from Hawaii.
Why?
And if you all vote for her and pray for her, she might become the next president. The next president, a Hare Krishna president. It's possible. She's already a senator. Huh?
first woman president.
Could be too. It could be the second. If Hillary becomes the first, she could be the second.
Hillary still has.
Hmm. Let's see. The point is that by example you can dictate to others, not by words. One is completely at the mercy of the ocean at every moment. There is every chance of being drowned. Nobody can control the winds of the ocean. So therefore, better to surrender to the Lord. One can fly over the ocean by the grace of the Lord very easily. A pure devotee is always protected by the Lord. Lord gives special attention to his devotees in their activities within the material condition life. And we are also seeing that in our lives to a certain degree, but we'll see more as we move forward. And then he gives some practical example. Should not eat more than what is required to maintain body and soul together. Earn livelihood easily and honestly. Better to become a coolie than become a great man in society like a politician by hook or crook. One should not sacrifice honest means of livelihood. One should not talk nonsense. Devotee's business is to earn the favor of the Lord. Right? Our business is only to seek the favor, attract the attention of the Lord. And then he fights the Mayavadis saying, how can one become formless and at the same time have all the intelligence and consciousness, direct and indirect? One should be very enthusiastic in serving the Lord. This mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should be preached all over the Lord. Therefore, we should be enthusiastic, not only in performing our daily rituals of devotional service such as chanting and hearing, but trying to preach the cult of Lord Chaitanya worldwide. Even if we are not superficially successful in such an attempt, we should not be deterred in discharge of such a duty. So we should continue to preach. Utsaha, Dharya, Nishya, and so on, right? Preaching the cult of devotional service is something like declaring a war against materialistic life, because what we are saying is exactly diametrically opposite to what material life is all about. A pure devotee may not associate with atheists. Prabhupada says gangs of atheists. Under the direction of bona fide spiritual master, one should see how much service is being executed, not simply in matter of rituals. Not like, Prabhu, for 10 years I've chanted 16 rounds. What has happened? Nothing happened. No, that's not our attitude. We should see how much service is being executed, not just a ritual. Pious acts are prescribed in the supplementary Vedas, where mention of digging tanks and wells. So we should do all these things too. At the same time, focus should be to attract the attention of Lord, to plant trees on public roads, construct public temples and places of worship, places of charity, like My Sweet Lord restaurant, where we can give out food for the poor destitutes, and other similar activities are called Tirtha. 1 minute, okay. Yeah, I'm done.
What is Tirtha?
Prabhupada doesn't elaborate, so I will not elaborate.
45 seconds.
No, we are
Okay. I was almost towards the end anyways. I had 85 slides. It is a record to move it so fast.
We did it.
And Prabhu, you made it in like 2 hours.
Lord Sri Krishna is the only independent person. By his internal potency only, he kills the demon Putana. So I was watching last night Pastimes of Krishna with my brother-in-law yesterday, where Putana comes and then how he kills Putana. By his internal potency only, he kills demon Putana, even though enjoying his pastimes in the lap of his mother Yashoda. What a contrast, right? He creates pastimes of killing his own family members, Yadukula, and remains unaffected by annihilation. He is independent, Swarat, in every respect. A pure devotee ought to know well. Now we are all trying to be pure devotees, right? So we better get our act. So references, Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami, Gurujan Prabhu, His Grace Harulas Prabhu, Radha Krishna Prabhu's class. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions?
Prabhu, how did you finish this? Prabhu sent the email and then your slides are already there in the next 2 hours.
It's Lord's energy.
So you completed hearing all and
No, all that came
studying
later.
again.
Yeah. These things, wisdom comes ongoing, right? Yeah. So it's not like I did all of that right then. It is a placeholder.
No, but you still made
Ah.
85 slides in less than 2 hours.
It is the Lord's energy.
Prabhu sending the email.
Yeah.
And that was very appropriate that you put him in the first.
Yes, this is the only person who can do it.
Who can do it quickly?
So questions on Srimad Bhagavatam.
I was also going to just quickly, before people leave, everybody has a smartphone, right? I sent the email, peer assessment survey. Please complete before you get out of this room. Before you get out of this room.
I finished.
I don't have a data.
And please give, don't just give generally. Radhakrishna was very particular. You have to give, like think about it so that because it's for our own benefit of everybody.
But how will the speaker get the
That I have
feedback?
to check where it gets added. I have to check with Madhav Gaurang Prabhu.
It's a spreadsheet, I think.
So I think it gets added to a spreadsheet.
No, it's a spreadsheet. Speaker should also know how well or bad.
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
performed.
exactly.
He or she.
So it will be.
Is this
I'm going to share
recorded?
the spreadsheet.
Recorded? I want to hear the beginning part. I missed it. I'll hear that and then take this other.
Yeah, but you still give the feedback.
Better by the end of the day, at least. It's
No,
No.
you are giving the feedback before getting out of this room.
Prabhu,
I was
we
not
haven't heard the coverage.
No, that's fine. Even if you attended 10 minutes, just give the feedback before getting out of this
You
room.
have only online
Please.
or you have a
Online is
I-
there, they can listen
I
again.
do it,
and
Prabhu.
Please.
For
Okay.
sure.
They can listen, but please give the feedback
How
before. You want to modify that feedback, go and do another one.
You can't do that
Prabhu,
modification.
I'm
Again,
telling
you
you,
second.
nobody is going to do it. Please take back.
Let's follow the
I
rules.
beg you.
Okay.
Beg you to notice it.
I don't have a
I
data
cannot
on
ask.
that. I can work on your phone.
Sometimes he's humble.
Yeah.
I can check.
Sometimes there is
Once in a
Please
while,
beg. Please don't say I'm going to do it after getting out of this.
is it getting recorded?
It's not going to
Yes.
happen.
Okay, done. Questions.
So I'm going to stop.
Okay, questions now. We have to follow the pattern. We have 10 more minutes for questions.
So can I ask?
Okay,
Basic
are the
question.
questions before the verses or after?
No,
No,
before.
according to
Before.
his schedule,
Questions are before.
questions versus.
Oh, I missed the beginning. What is the context? Can you just
Yeah, so let's go to the context again. So the theme is Parikshit's humble questioning mood to his guru on qualifications on how to go to higher planets and to the spiritual world, and basically Sarga, Visarga, you remember? Atana, Poshanam,
Udaya.
Utaya, so whole thing. The verse that we recently memorized.
yeah.
So it talks about all of those.
Yeah, it's
All those
basically
questions are in this
everything.
chapter?
It's very everything.
Yeah. So basically, this chapter sets the theme for the questions, and the next speakers next week and the following week will give you all the answers. Shukdev Goswami's answers.
And the context for these questions is how did it come to this point? So
It came
what's the
because Parikshit Maharaj is about to die in
7 days.
7 days. So I have some pictures there, nice pictures. So he puts a snake around
meeting?
the sage's neck. The sage's son curses him.
Srinivas.
Shringi curses him, and that's the decline of the Brahmanas in this yuga. Until then, Brahmanas were very self-controlled,
Shringi
so they
is the
could
first.
not control his own tongue or senses. So he cursed the king of all the people. King is supposed to be the protector of everybody else, so you're not supposed to curse the king, but he does curse the king. And they later on, Parikshit Maharaj finds Kali. Kali was basically trying to knock off the 4 legs
This
of
is
the
before, right? This is before. that
No,
one.
before, yeah, sorry, before. And then Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken. And then that's how he comes to this point. So he asks all these questions, because if we don't ask the questions in the humble mode, then the guru is not obligated to give the answers.
In every class, speaker should provide context like this. or-
Yeah. This is the pattern. What is covered in the last class? What is the theme for the current class? And then you go, and then you provide some concluding arguments towards the end.
There is a link where all the people's presentations are there, so you can refer to all those.
Who have? So all of you have it. You can send it.
Most likely I should have it, yeah.
Prabhu, are there any Vedic rituals prescribed in devotion service also?
So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, just because we are following the devotional path, we should not give up the basic activities that we should do. And there are lot of literature, and Prabhupada gives in lot of purports the rituals that we need to follow. There are various samskaras that Amritananda Prabhu covered 2 years ago in one of the presentation at his home. So a lot of information is already there. So one of the memorization verses, Savidim Navastrijya, like we cannot give up the basic
16th
activities that are
chapter.
prescribed.
Shastra Vidyam.
Shastra Vidyam Navastrijya. So
No, 18th chapter at the start, maybe you're referring to that, where
Yeah.
Krishna says, should the activities of austerity, penance, yajna,
Ah,
dana,
Yajna,
tapa,
dana,
Yajna dana tapasyaiva. Right.
yajna, tapa should not be given
Given
up.
up.
Given up.
And any
Even by
percent.
the sannyasis.
So we are
should not be
doing
given up.
yajna, jnana, and tapa.
Whatever
So
Prabhupada has
regular-
prescribed to us, we
whatever
have to follow
Prabhupada has
that.
given.
That includes
Yes,
the things
yeah.
that we are supposed to do.
Prabhupada's purports have everything, all the processes that are required, purificatory processes, what kinds of yajna we have to do for this age, what kind of dana we should do. He very clearly says, right? Charity should never be given up, but charity in this age should be given up, to be given to a person who is engaged in the process of Krishna consciousness.
So all these are prescribed in Vedas.
All these are
What we-
prescribed. Right?
Yeah.
And Prabhupada never says anything
Never
out
says
of thin
anything
air.
out
He
of
gives some Vedic quotation according to this Upanishad, according to this.
No, and also
Purana.
the Goswamis have taken the essence of the Prabhupada has given us that. Like I heard in one lecture that there are many things like that. Many rules and regulations are there, but the Goswamis have given us those things that we need to follow. So then we follow those things.
Right.
No, as Vedi sadhana bhakti. For our Vedi sadhana bhakti, we follow those rules and regulations, we follow those prescribed things, and that includes everything.
And in multiple places, Bhagavad Gita also, you cannot give up your activities. You cannot do Shastra Vidyam Vityajava. You cannot give up the procedure given by Shastras, even though you may consider yourself to be very elevated. You have to always follow those things. Because, it has happened that people have taken that liberty. Oh, I'm transcendental. Therefore, I don't need to follow anything. No, we have to. First of all, we are not transcendental. And even if you were, we still don't give up the
I heard
Shastric
in
path.
lecture and that the speaker was telling that those people who say I'm transcendental, so I don't need to be very uptight about following these things. He said actually if you look at their life, they'll be very uptight about the kind of car they want, the kind of furniture in the house, the kind of paint they want, the kind of
He's
food
not
they want to
listening.
eat.
But when it comes to Shastra, no,
They say,
I'm
"No, I'm
transcendental.
transcendental."
Right.
So
He's
when he
like
says
that,
if
he's
you're
like
very
Paul.
transcendental, you'll be transcendental to all of that also.
Right.
He wants to do it.
The speaker, Bhakti Vijay Goswami.
Oh, Maharaj said about someone.
No, he's talking about Varnashram. So then some people are saying, no, I'm beyond Varnashram because I chant Hare Krishna.
Oh,
So then he said that those people are, they may say I chant Hare Krishna, I'm beyond Varnashram and I'm transcendental, I don't need to follow all these rules and regulations. But they have their own rules and regulations of,
When it comes to material life.
yeah. They're very particular about the
Yeah, it's
clothes, the way they say, the color of the furniture, their hair, their, everything
So
they're very
that's what I
particular.
mean. Because otherwise, if you are beyond that, then you will be like Haridas Thakur. You chant Hare Krishna.
No, he said then you won't be so particular about those things also.
Not here.
You know, how people are behaving with you and everything, you'll be very particular.
No, I kept it at
It's a good point. How are we doing on time? Should we go to verses now?
53 minutes. Yeah, you have another 7 minutes.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Yes, he's convinced. by that.
No, she's not convinced.
Very happy that-
She will ask me in private. Once I go home.
You can see he is the leader here.
No, I'm not a leader.
A nice leader.
leaders knows leader. Leaders knows leader.
Any other questions? No, we have to be, very strict about this question answer session also. It cannot be a frivolous thing. It is a part of this
That's
thing.
just a suggestion. We will look at it later. But my feeling is question answers. It's very difficult to like. So maybe it's good to do the memorization verses first, and then the question answers after that. Because then if question answers, you can't. Sometimes a good question, like somebody has more questions. Let it. You can't say I want you 10 minutes. Maybe it will go to 15, 20.
No, but
And then if people want to go, they can go because already memorization is done and your survey is done.
Then
That's
everyone will
my-
leave.
That's my
Then
suggestion.
no one will stay for the question answer. I think just let it go on the way it is.
Anyway, that's my suggestion. Everybody.
So let it go on the way it is.
No, Radhakrishna Prabhu established a framework, so let's follow the framework.
We said question.
no, if you have extra questions, we can sit back after this.
Oh,
First 10 minutes we can give.
okay, that's fine.
Because the class ends
Correction,
and
bro.
it's a logical thing to have questions.
Yes,
Okay.
bro. And then was Jeshna Prabhupada.
Yeah, that's a good way. We can really again do
where
question
is-
answers after.
Where is it?
It's a good thing.
I chat
Yeah,
window is
so,
not there.
Anyway,
Something
I
went
just comment based on what
I am not able to
was
see the chat
interesting
window.
for me.
Okay.
That
1 second, Prabhu. I'll put it on
I
the
don't know if
speaker.
Prabhupada-
Okay, I'll put it on the speaker. No, he's beside me. I'll put him on the speakerphone. I don't see the question.
Oh, the question.
Okay. No, I already put you on the speakerphone, Prabhu.
Go ahead,
Everybody's
Prabhu.
listening.
Yes. This whole section, the theme, as I don't know when you exactly joined, but on the theme slide, these questions, I mean, they could be. Huh. Okay, stream is stopped, but my audio is coming, right?
You mentioned that these questions are more connected to research. It seems like these questions are related to more Sthana, the planetary questions and Visarga.
More Sthana?
Oh, yeah.
No, there is Sthana and Visarga and Poshana. He's talking about everything here. See, they talked about duration of time between creation and annihilation, duration of subsidiary creations, nature of time, characteristics of inner and outer space. So I think it is both Sthana, Visarga, and then he goes along the activities and character of great souls, divisions of 4 classes of human society. So it is the whole thing, Prabhu. That's how I read it. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for your kind attention and blessing me.
I was just saying a quick point about that. Not exactly a question, but that it was nice to see that Prabhupada is saying you can go to the higher planets, but you can only go to the higher planets by doing acts in mode of goodness. But to me, I don't know if Prabhupada actually let's say that, but to me it seems like people are trying to go to the higher planets or higher things, but doing activities in mode of passion.
Yes.
Because I can get there, I can do fruitive activity, but Prabhupada is saying you can do that, go to the higher planets, but that's by being in the mode of goodness. It's totally opposite of what. So people are also trying for that, but they're trying in the wrong way.
So they'll keep coming back to the
Wrong
material.
way.
As you
So
see,
the
the
more-
Earth planet is basically designed for the people who
Yeah,
are
and
passionate.
that's why you'll only come back here. You cannot go to Brahmaloka. You cannot go. There it is the mode of goodness which is needed. It's pretty amazing. That struck my.
It's like we see a lot of people who are passionate, like if you say Bill Gates and other people, right? And after that, when they see that there is nothing beyond and they go into philanthropic activities, then they try to come into the mode of goodness, and that is where which elevates them to the higher planetary system.
Yeah.
But if somebody is stuck in the mode of passion, then they will definitely have to come back to the earth planet.
That's a good.
There is no scope for them to go to even the higher
So
planets.
that's his is a good example because he went to mode of goodness somewhat.
Yeah.
But others will because passion is not going to satisfy.
No, we don't know whether his charity is really in the mode of goodness or passion.
Yeah, but
Because
still
he's
it
looking
is
for
it's
prestige
little
and
bit
all that
So
stuff.
it could be mode of passion,
Yeah.
but it could be obviously it's always a
No,
mix.
whose charity? Sorry.
Bill
Bill
Gates.
Okay,
It-
let's
it could be
let's don't talk specific to person, but in a general like. Prabhupada
In
said
the
in
general
one of the lecture-
sense, most of the charity that's happening in the world is definitely in the mode of passion,
Passion,
seeking
ignorance.
some return, some solid return, like the name, fame, honor. No? It's very subtle, but it's
What-
for name, fame, and honor.
The goal is
But I was just also adding that a lot of people do mode of passion, but then they get because passion you're going to get frustrated at the end of it. So either you might try to go to mode of goodness, maybe it seems like, or else you will just take shelter of mode of ignorance because that's what you do every day. Day mode of passion, and then you're so frustrated, then you take shelter of mode of ignorance. You're doing nonsense.
No. But still,
That's
in
so
mode
good.
of passion is better than the mode of ignorance. So while doing in mode of passion, also they can come across opportunities and scenarios
Hmm.
with the Brahmana, Vaishnava, that may help them to elevate. to
Yeah,
the
if
mode of
that they
goodness.
get that
Yeah.
association. My point was that the mode of passion will bring you frustration
Yeah.
and misery. So you will either go to ignorance because you're so frustrated. Okay, let me just have a beer, right, or whatever, because I'm so frustrated. So that's what I heard. Maybe that's what people do at the end. Or maybe
They meet
some people
Paramahansa,
will realize that you get good association, you go to mode of goodness. Yeah. You get good association, then you become even transcendent.
I thought I heard in one of the Prabhupada's
That's what I
purports
heard in-
that frequent association with the mode of passion will dip you into mode of ignorance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the problem with passion. I mean, you may be a good person inherently, trying to do all this
Yeah.
charity, but
Yeah.
frequent association with that will dip you into ignorance. And
But Prabhupada also say even they are doing philanthropic work, right? They are doing, are they getting something in return? But they are doing for the other people, and out of those people, if someone become devotee, they still get a good.
of course, yeah.
pass.
Bhajnata Sukruti is always
Yeah.
there, and
So-
he's
so
already,
that- so
in
that
this
way it's
specific
still
case, he's
better.
receiving it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
people
it's
are
better
praising
than
him in the
ignorance,
temple,
definitely.
devotees are praising
It's
him,
not
Yeah.
like
you know,
it's
for his
not-
contributions to the temple.
But in that sense, we
Through
can
our
see,
contribution,
understand
he's
it.
getting
Contact
Yes.
like people giving
Not
food
directly, indirectly.
or
directly.
some schools or hospitals. Still, it's helping them, but it's not they're getting. But if someone is becoming devotee and they
Yeah.
get, so they may
Yeah.
have got opportunity. If they don't take opportunity in right contact,
Yeah.
then they will still in passion or may go down.
Okay. I think we're out of time. Let's do verses. Prabhu, how do I project verses? Should I go to Vedic University?